Hello and welcome to Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means we're playing Valley by Night, River City, our Vampire 5th Edition actual play. As usual, I'll be your storyteller for the night, Jason, and with me, as usual, will be Jeremy playing Egidio, Sarah playing Emma, Eric playing Kyle, and Duba playing Walter. Who wants to give the review for last time?
Emma got kidnapped by what we learned to be Camarilla operatives, and they wanted to know what the hell happened to a ghoul who we have learned was a Toreador, Primogen.
Yes.
And she died, and they wanted to know what's up. And of all the people they could have grabbed, truthfully, Emma was the worst one to have grabbed. The least informed of all of them.
Exactly.
Anyway, the other three in the coterie make the save, and everything's gonna be just fine.
We're gonna go home.
We also learned
have a night cup of tea.
We
also learned that surprise tactics is fantastic for our group.
It's almost like two of us are ambush predators, and the other one just jumps through the window.
The fun thing is the storyteller learned that too.
Learning all around. It's episode 2. It's what you do.
Hey, they did it to Emma. I did it to them.
Yep.
All right.
And to be fair, they were more concerned about the one with claws out clawing up the person that seemed to be the head of the questioning. So, but anyway,
they forgot one of the rules of DBZ Abridged. You don't fuck with the white mage.
No, you don't.
Yeah, this is fair, even though she's not known as White Mage yet.
Give it time.
Alrighty.
All right, so y'all are standing in the ruins, basically, of a U-Haul office,
right
next door to the hospital.
Egidio looks at these two.
We should go.
Momento. Lobo.
We got Russell in the chat.
Hi, Russell.
Hello, thanks for coming by.
Welcome to the party.
Hello.
Egidio looks directly at Kyle and says, "Lobo, I need you and Walter to don't give me that look. Go. Okay, never mind. Go feed. Walter. Do your best to get the ashes of the kindred who were slain. Get them into like some sort of container. Hold on to them. Emma, do your best to fend off people who will, sweet talk people who come by.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Would you rather hide the body?
I'm gonna go take a picture of the guy on my way out, yeah.
You do that. And then, Egidio goes to get, like, a rug or something, and just, like, unfurls it, puts the body in, rolls it up, and then we'll go find somewhere to put it.
Emma,
Makes it better if we find a Tupperware to put the ashes of the guy in from, like, the fridge in the back in the break room.
All right, let's break this down.
Yep.
You have got a ghoul's body, or, he was human, so you assume a ghoul.
Yep.
You have got the Tremere that's in torpor.
Yep.
And then you have 2 dead kindred.
Yep.
They've been ashed.
Egidio is rolling a body up in a rug.
Yep. It's going to get more in depth than that.
Emma is walking outside, pausing to take a picture of the Tremere.
As soon as she's done with that, Kyle is on this Tremere and snapping.
Go behind it. Oh, Jesus.
You're making it harder to hide the scene.
Walter, what are you doing?
Well, seeing it is an up store, I'm sure, or UPS. No wait,
U-Haul.
U-Haul. Wow,
Oh.
my brain.
One of those.
Anyway.
One of those letters.
They all start with U.
Yeah, it's been a long day. He would probably quickly look for any type of container, something that's easily sealed, and probably
So a lot of cardboard
find
boxes.
easy. Well, he might be better off going into the fridge and seeing if there's Tupperware.
There's got to be some kind of like they have the cardboard boxes, but they have like the fancy like plastic ones too.
They
Yeah, that's
gotta
what I was
take the time
thinking.
to tape it and everything.
Yeah,
What's
Walter's
it-
he's just wanting to find something that he can quickly take, because I'm sure there's some type of broom or some type of brush or something that he can
Oh yeah,
use to sweep it
little
up.
vacuum.
Make sure to separate which one's which.
What's an even bigger FU to a vampire than to mix their ashes in with like yesterday's tuna noodle casserole?
I mean, it's tempting just to suck him up in the vacuum, be like, well, he'll figure that out later. But no.
So they have a little shop vac.
I'm sure they do. It would probably make it a lot easier, but the thing is, am I going to take the time to put bags or something in to actually catch all the ashes? Probably not. It'd just be just as quick to get some Tupperware or something and sweep them into it. So, however we wish to go about that, if possible.
Okay. Now refresh my memory, Eric. How long does it take for a vampire to feed?
1 to 3 turns, depending on how much he's slaking.
Depends.
Feeding. Here we are. Time. Sip from a human is 3 turns. Maximum non-harmful drink from a human is 1 scene. Harmful drink from a human that risks death unless treated, 1 turn per hunger slated.
Ooh.
So you're probably not being too easy on this guy.
No.
So you could feed on him fairly quickly.
He's hunger 4. He's. If I have to make one more rouse check and I fail, I go into a hunger frenzy.
Indrid attacked somebody and is in torpor. Probably not being gentle at all.
Nope.
Alright, but since you're not in a hunger frenzy, you can control yourself, correct?
He can, yes, but he's very close to being unable to.
Gotcha.
Which is why he's like, I need to feed now.
Alright, so you latch onto this guy. Emma, you step out into the parking lot.
And before she goes out, if anyone's coming, I'm gonna like say something like, "Hey, how are you doing?" So if you hear that, just make it less obvious.
My Sherry Emma, lovely as a summer day.
Please don't get us copyright strike there, man.
I'm not that good at singing.
Probably not. I'll give you that. Probably not. Just in case.
And he's just singing that as he's like rolling the body into the rug.
Emma's out front questioning her life decisions.
Emma, as soon as you step
For
out
the
front,
first time.
you look over at the Parkway campus of the hospital. There are people running across the parking lot in your general
We
direction.
gotta go now. We gotta go now.
Don't forget you're next door to the hospital, which is one of the almost like fortresses that Cam have here in town.
Now. Stake it.
Take-
Go.
Take the rug with me, stick it in the back seat.
Of Emma's car?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only car we got.
That's true. You've got that car, and then you've got Kyle's
So
motorcycle.
far,
How much hunger am I able to get off?
I'll say it's been 3. You've had about 3 rounds worth of time.
Oh, so I'm back at 1 then. Fantastic.
Rip his head off and let's go.
Yeah, as soon as he's done, he hears "Let's go." Teeth out. Since it's still the same scene, all of his powers are still active.
This is true.
With the head.
All right.
great at getting girl that can potentially learn blood sorcery.
I just thought about that. That would
Alright.
depend on Storyteller discretion.
And Walter's fat tail is done to Sid. Peace. At the end.
Yeah, and he is hopping on the motorcycle. He will. I don't know if scenes work the same here like they do in Scion, but can he just like will the claws away so he can drive his motorcycle?
Yeah, but I believe in most versions of this game you can will away the claws when you want to.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna take the circuitous route to get to Emma's car, especially if I know people are on the way. So I'm like gonna go around.
Yeah, what Kyle's gonna do is he's just gonna peel out in the motorcycle, make as much of a distraction as possible.
And all my powers are still active, so I am actively going to stealth with this rug in my on my shoulder.
It's very shadowy over here, so that's not a problem.
Emma's just gonna jump back in her car. Would she have like seen Egidio
Yes.
dump the body in there? Okay. She's
Well,
gonna
he's going to go dump it as he makes the he's going a roundabout way. So you would
he's
see him
heading towards the
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you would see him.
Okay, yeah. Once she sees that the body has been Trump dunked.
Uh-huh.
And
That's a phrase.
Trump dunked. Yeah. She's going to push open the passenger side and be like, if you're getting in, I'm peeling out in 2 seconds, and like follow up good on that order.
Get up.
Walter, what are you doing?
If you remember in classic cartoons when they run through a particular object and you see that thing still spinning, yeah, no, he's done hauled ass and pretty much that manhole cover's like spinning in place as it tries to settle.
Settling like a quarter.
Pretty much. He's done like toss that sucker up, dump back down, and waiting for that thing to come back down and land. He is hauling ass as quick as his big ass can go.
Kyle,
I
as you
rolled 7
go
successes on my stealth.
as you go whipping out, the fastest members of this crowd that are running, and they are moving unnaturally fast.
Celerity.
Hey
Yeah.
yo.
They shout something and kind of point towards Emma's car. But the two speedy boys are chasing after you.
Fantastic.
The rest of the crowd angles for Emma's car. You also see, glancing back in your mirror, there are several vehicles pulling out of the parking lot now.
Oh boy.
Grand Theft Auto, let's go.
Going as deep into Anarch territory as she can go.
Okay.
Do we have the numerator number?
Yeah, they gave us their number.
Yes,
I was fixed to say,
Dave.
someone who is capable of calling, I suggest we make a phone call fast.
but you can't suggest that. You're in the sewers or the storm drains.
No,
where all the rest of
Emma
you
was
are.
going to suggest that be like, I'm driving, you make a phone call.
All right. I'll call.
Yeah, if any of the speedy boys get to Kyle, he's basically going to try to just clothesline them and knock them off.
Arm straight out, slam on your brakes. Bam.
Basically, yeah. I mean, the man has a pretty good drive and a specialty in motorcycles for a reason.
All right, well, 2 of them are going to try to grab you.
Okay.
They're not particularly working together, other than just they're both coming up on either side of you.
Right.
Which one is he? That is not the right one. That is the right one. All right.
And I only have 1 red dice now,
And this would
which
be
is a lot better than
brawl.
4.
All right. Ooh, the first one is not actually a brawler.
Mm-hmm. How many dice am I rolling here?
Oh, let's see.
Basically, I need to know what stats I'm rolling.
Let's say dexterity, drive.
Okay.
Because your ability to keep going on the motorcycle is more important in this role than actually your actual ability to hit.
Yeah. Okay. That is 6 dice. Yes.
Oh wait, I missed 2 dice because I was still same scene, still blood surge.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my blood surge is in strength and not dexterity. So.
You're good.
All right,
I'm
so
the
the
one
first
with
guy
6
got
dice.
1 success.
Uh.
I feel like this is gonna go well for him.
And the second guy,
Is that a bestial failure?
No. A messy critical, actually.
the second guy got
Great.
3.
No,
just-
legitimately, it's fail, crit, hunger crit.
So 4 successes.
So 4 successes.
Yeah.
So you beat both of them.
You can even split your successes up.
Yeah, it's
Oh wait,
it's
this
a
isn't silent.
it
Never mind.
it is a messy critical. So do as you will in that regard.
Okay. One of them you
Uh,
just managed to avoid. The other one is like he's lunging for you. You kind of lean over, grab the back of his head, and jab it down into the spokes of the back wheel.
Oh, sick.
works for me.
Okay, that sounds gangrel.
Not enough to completely wreck the bike or anything.
Uh huh.
Though it's making some noise now. You know, there's gonna be a little bit of repair work. But you
Gotcha.
peel off a big section of, you basically peel off one side of that vamp's face.
He wasn't look like a nos before. He is now.
Square deal. Yeah, that's literally it's like I rolled these 6 dice. It's sort of like, oh hey, here's a critical on the hunger die. Here's a critical on one of the dice. The rest failed.
That guy hits the ground and kind of rolls over into the medium.
Works for me.
The other guy is still pursuing, and you've got vehicles coming up behind you, but Emma's car is between you and them.
Yeah.
As both of you head north. Emma, are you going to try to lose these guys? Or
Yep.
at least stay ahead of them?
Oh, try to stay ahead of him. Head as deep into Anarch territory as possible.
right.
And
Give me wits. Drive.
how about just wits? Because I have 0 in drive.
That'll be fine.
Oh dear.
Because this is, can you keep your wits about you and try to remember where's the best places to go and which roads will take you deeper into Anarch territory.
And while I'm on the phone with the denumerator.
It's
Hey, 2 dice.
not bad.
Successes.
It could be worse, considering there were only 3 dice being rolled. That's not bad.
Yeah.
66%.
It's better than 0.
It's way better than 0. I now know where I need to put some points next time I get some point money.
For next time around,
All right.
let's be chased, sure.
The driver behind you only gets a 1 success.
Hey.
This is precisely why Kyle has points in drive and a specialty.
She wasn't thinking she was going to have to Tokyo Drift, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Square deal.
So yeah, you're looking up in the mirror. You're pulling away from them. You look forward in time to see Kyle jab the one guy's face into the wheel.
Making just that face is like, oh.
Yeah, there's a little red
Cool.
spray back behind the bike. Yeah,
Oh, that's very Blade.
a few visible specks hit your windshield.
Just very with like kind of like I'm not completely here calmness flicks it so it does the windshield wipers.
Just
cleans
smears.
it off. No, she has cleaner in there. She's good.
Oh, okay.
You're just loving all of these messy criticals, aren't you, Jason?
It's happening a lot more this game already. I don't know.
It's almost like we're more in tune with our beasts, these characters, as opposed to being socialites.
Well,
Speaking of socialites, Egidio.
hi. Yes.
Phone rings a couple of times. Somebody picks
It's
up.
us. Hi. We're the
Hello?
problem. It's us.
Hello? Who is this?
Kyle gave me your number.
Oh, Russell's totally got the right idea. Cue up Rob Zombie's Dragula for the chase scene.
Yeah.
Oh, Egidio, yes. I gave my
Ah.
number. I gave the number out basically for all of you. So
Sure. Currently
What's the problem?
Currently being chased by some yacht club members.
What street are you on?
I'll give the street name.
Okay, you're on the belt line.
Emma will
Yep.
rattle it off if he's on speaker.
I'm on the belt line. Headed towards, just headed in general that way.
Emma, about this time, you take a left turn off of the belt line and on to Old Moulton Road.
Yeah.
Which will take you very much deeper into Anarch territory.
Mhm.
Where the belt line is kind of the down around the mall is, the border between Cam and Anarch territory. But,
Yeah.
Oh, we seem to be turning towards the mall.
No, you're turning down Old Moulton Road.
Oh,
you're way north of the mall at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are on Old Mountain Road. Moulton Road.
Drive straight. When you pass a Cowboy gas station, a little bit past there will be a community called Sherwood Oaks. Pull into Sherwood Oaks. Drive as far deep into it as you can.
Got it. I'll see you soon, I assume?
More than most likely. If you're confronted by anyone there, tell them I sent you and that you need to speak to Robbins.
You got it. Click. And Egidio will go over the directions of... Because that was a lot at once for Jeremy.
I would assume with her
going,
hearing, Emma could have probably heard it too. So
Quite possibly.
going down that way.
Cowboy
That's
gas station. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you text that to Lobo?
It's catching on. Let's go. I've got one for all of you.
Fantastic.
It makes sense, unfortunately, but I'm here for it.
Anyway.
And to Walter too, probably. They're probably gonna want to talk to all of us.
Also, bold of you to assume Kyle is going to be doing anything with his phone right now.
Oh no, not
Just
He
checking.
He may be undead, but he knows better than text and drive.
He's got some common sense.
He doesn't want to wreck his motorcycle.
He already did.
No, he didn't. He just did some cosmetic damage.
All right.
I'll give
The fella that's still
general
pursuing
location.
you is trying to grab you again there, Kyle.
Yep.
Much better. That's 3 successes.
6.
Now stuck in my
You
head.
get another messy critical.
No, regular critical this time.
Okay.
That's 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. So that's you beat him by 4.
Hell of a motion.
So he runs up on you, makes another grab for you, and I don't know. I guess maybe you slam on your brakes as you throw your elbow out. You're crunching his nose pretty good, and he loses his balance. He goes tumbling at the high speed that he was traveling.
Cool. I assume Emma and maybe a car zooms past me.
Actually, you look behind you in time to see her taking that turn on the Old Moulton Road that you had just driven just past it.
Fair. Flip around and follow.
Okay.
I'll do what I did last time and give like an approximate GPS location of the building that we're going towards. Or what is that? Like a housing section?
Yes, it's a community. It's a little
Okay. A little gated community.
There's not a gate on it, but there is like fencing and walls blocking it off from the road.
Okay, then I'll give that
subdivision. It's a subdivision.
subdivision. Okay, cool. Then yeah, I'll give that an approximate like beeping of that. to Walter.
Now one of the cars is still following you and is trying to get up closer.
Have a gun.
What have you got? A gun!
Yes.
All right, Emma, give me another one of those drive rolls. This one can just be dex and drive if you want to. Well, you don't have drive, dex then.
They're both the same, so.
You need to beat 2 successes.
Hey, you got it again.
Beats it.
Okay. Kyle, you're right in behind the vehicle that's right behind Emma.
Okay.
And you see the passenger door open.
Uh-huh.
And then shut.
Uh-huh.
And you see the car kind of move like somebody's moving around in it a lot. Like the front end
So
dips
it's like
down.
swerving real hard.
Well, the road you're on are fairly straight.
I see.
Since I'm behind it,
Mm-hmm.
and if we're still counting this as the same scene, since we haven't stopped to rest, we're still on the go.
Yeah, in some ways I'd call it a second scene, but time-wise it's all so close together. Yes, any powers you've got going, or surges or whatever, are still in effect.
Okay. Can I come up to side and using my blood surged and potent enhanced strength to like slam my hand into the back of the vehicle to try to fishtail it?
Absolutely. Assuming you can catch up to it, give me a drive roll. Just dex and drive.
Dex drive, alrighty. So still 6 dice.
Okay, they got 2 successes, which seems to be just what I rolled tonight.
I got 2 successes.
Okay, you get up right next to him.
Okay. Well, I'm not getting up like neck and neck with him. It's more
up towards
back
kind of the
here.
rear end where you can
where
you can hit
where he still has control with one hand. He's just gonna basically try to do
I'm gonna try and pit maneuver the car.
That's it. Thank you. That's the word that's the words I was looking for.
All right, give me a strength roll.
Sure. What skill would you like me to utilize for this?
Brawl? It's literally a punch.
I'd like to brawl the car, please. I'd like to suplex the train.
And I can see an argument for either brawl or athletics. So I'm trying to.
This is less of a fighting skill and more of a brute force.
Yeah.
Let's go with athletics.
Athletics. Okay. Yeah. One less dice, but it's still 8 dice because I have 6 in strength right now. No.
All right, 4 successes. You got to beat 4 successes.
Yeah, 6 because blood surge. +2 from potency for feats of strength. That's right. So it's 10 dice.
This is nothing if not a feat of strength.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes total.
Okay. Meter beat, so the car starts to fishtail.
Studio sees the door open and close.
Yeah, it's reasonable that you've been looking behind you, so yeah, you'd have seen it.
Yeah, absolutely. As I'm on the phone. Okay, then if I see that and I'll activate Sense the Scene.
There is a kindred on the hood of that car, like posing like he's getting ready to jump. Just as you see Kyle come up next to it and kind of go whack, and that kindred goes.
Oh, never mind. He's like
off the side into the ditch,
and then nothing. He's like, oh.
What?
Which side did he fall off of, and do I accidentally run him over?
You see Kyle's front wheel barely miss this guy.
Okay.
Okay.
If you had gotten a
Kyle,
messy,
too.
if you'd gotten a messy critical, Eric, you'd have run over him and it would have flipped your vehicle. It would have flipped your bike. Because
Swear
That
deal,
would have wrecked your bike.
you run over an invisible body you're not ready for.
Yeah, makes sense.
But alas, you did
I-
not get a messy critical that time.
Emma
There'll
would
be
see
plenty of
Egidio.
chances.
Emma would see Egidio point his gun out. It's just a standard 9mm.
Mhm.
And then he's about to shoot, and then never mind. Puts the gun
Never
away.
mind what.
There was some cloaked some cloaked kindred on the top of the car that's chasing us, and then I assume Kyle fishtailed it. So car's in the ditch over there, so we're good.
Fantastic. Okay.
Did the whole car go into the ditch too?
Oh
I know from what your description, the guy on the roof went into the ditch,
yeah.
but you said the car was
The
fishing.
car kind of fishtails, and by the time they can correct, they practically spun around, and you go zipping past them.
So lost their momentum. Yeah,
If Emma sees that, she will take advantage of that and
works for me.
floor to the ground.
Yeah, Kyle will speed up to catch up with Emma since
Alright.
the pursuant vehicle has basically fishtailed around and lost its pursuit momentum.
So yeah, you don't see them behind you by the time you pass that gas station that you were told about.
So he's been pit maneuvered before, so
Uh,
criminal background.
and yeah, a few hundred yards further down, you see an entrance to Sherwood Oaks.
Into the Sherwood.
Oh, this place is way too fancy for me. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll. This place is too Caucasian for me, but I should be fine.
I don't know the makeup of the people that live there. Having driven through the place, I would guess very Caucasian, yes.
It sounds especially Caucasian.
Wow.
At least when it was built. Now, like I said, now these days, I don't
Who
know.
Yeah.
knows?
No. Just Sherwood sounds.
I've been to
And
a Sherwood.
they are
Renaissance
not.
fair.
They are not super fancy houses, but they are nice houses.
Okay, so they're like upper middle class.
Yes, upper middle class would be a good way to describe it.
Okay, I might rescind that remark later. We'll see.
Somebody in the chat wants to know who's just popping in wants to know if this is Smokey and the Bandit or the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yes.
Probably more Smokey and the Bandit at this point. There hasn't been nobody's jumped a vehicle yet.
Yet. It's only
Not
episode
for
3.
much.
We can
They've
cover all of these.
They've fallen off vehicles, but they haven't jumped. Well, Egidio jumped off a motorcycle in the last session.
He did. That's true. Didio did jump off a motorcycle.
But were there any horns in the background?
There was
Probably
the sound of breaking glass as I went
exactly
through
the same.
as I went through a window, and there might have been a screaming Tremere, so horn maybe.
Choir section.
There was no horn playing Dixie though, so
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go with
Well.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
All right. So y'all have pulled into Sherwood. Most of the lights on the houses are off.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably like 2 a.m. right now.
Yeah, I mean it's fairly late because this was after the bar closed and after y'all done some investigation and
Yeah.
after all the excitement, it's kind of eerily quiet.
I still love that animate lead.
Hmm.
Give him a gun. Let's animate some lead.
But so following instructions, you kind of weave your way back further and further into the
He's looking for a very,
community.
very kindred sign to stop. Like someone just standing in the middle of the road.
Kind of. You have one house that the light is on in front of the garage. The kind of the what's probably their front room, the light is on, and there's somebody standing on the curb. Not actually out in the street. And when
Does
he
she
sees you,
recognize them?
when he sees you, he makes a motion.
I bet
Good
that's the
enough.
person.
I'm hoping it is because I'm pulling it anyways.
As you pull in, the guy has turned around, has almost looks like a little key fob or something. Presses that, the garage door opens.
Fantastic.
As
We're gonna get
as
closed
we
in here.
pass, as we get close by to like say stuff, I'll say we have 2 more. To the person.
Well, at this point, Kyle's right behind you.
Okay.
Walter's Waltering.
Actually, we
And-
should probably cut back to Walter. Okay, Walter. So you dove for the storm drain.
Yeah, he pretty much went to the one place he knows he can get away, roughly. At least that he knows of right now. But yes, he went for the storm drain. He's pretty much traversing tunnels and whatever path he can with, Tupperware in hand. You could almost imagine just a gorilla just
So
carrying
it's a little
something.
thing of Tupperware with a sign on top that says "Susan's lunch, don't touch."
He makes the dark humor of, well, one of you must have been Susan. So theoretically, you get your lunch. But anyway.
Well, the container's empty, so maybe Susan got her lunch and just forgot to take her bowl.
Forgot to
home.
take it home. Yeah.
Or somebody else ate Susan's lunch and whatever happened.
Up shit, Susan.
Basically. But whenever he gets the text, he'll like take a moment, kind of check it, look at the coordinates. I think I know what that is. And he'll try to traverse the tunnels as best he can to get to that area.
First, give me a wits awareness.
Sure.
Yo.
Please hold. As your party is being reached. Do 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 do. Oh. Let's see. Where is this?
Susan's Love Boat lunchbox. That's
No, just some Tupperware.
Look, Susan left it in the fridge. There was a sign on there that says it was going to get thrown out on Friday anyway, so she put it in her own hands.
we have one of those signs on every fridge at work.
We also have one of those signs at every fridge
Yep.
at work.
I think our day is Tuesday, but
That seems a little arbitrary, but all right.
That's-
Really?
Well,
Oh, you are
this
hungry,
is-
my guy.
I know I'm hungry.
How?
Like-
I've got. Oh, yeah, you are hungry.
Wait,
Need a
I have.
Capri Sun.
I know I need a Capri Sun. But my predator type, I kind of need them to be asleep.
Well, you can
Unless-
still
you
can
can
still
still
hunt
hunt.
without them being asleep. That's just your preferred hunting style.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if there's some handy Capri Suns just kind of roaming around, he'll pick one up and take a sip. He
Few of 'em.
ain't against it. He lives down here.
I mean, we're young enough that animal blood doesn't slake half hunger.
Wait. That's weird. I have 2 dots in awareness, but it only roll 1. Why?
Oh, boy, here we go again.
Well,
It,
here's the thing.
you're hungry,
is-
so it moved them down into the hunger dice.
yeah, the hungrier you are, the more of your normal dice pool gets converted into hunger dice.
Ew. Okay.
So if you have like a 4 dice pool in total, if you have 3 hunger, 3 of your dice will be hunger dice. And as it blurred out my pinky.
Yeah, I see that.
And then your 4th.
That censoring though, it's just like, wait, he's not even flicking you off.
Yeah,
But
just
anyway,
it's like
use the pointer, and it's just like, no, he's flicking us off. No, it's the pointer. But anyway,
yeah, there it goes.
to the storyteller's discretion, if there is a Capri Sun that he can, just kind of walk by and just kind of pick up.
And for anybody
If
that wasn't here for our first vampire campaign back in 2020, Capri Sun became our slang for rats.
Yeah.
Especially
Because
for the Nos.
I played a Nosferatu again.
Who bred rats.
Who bred rats, and pretty much it's just like, well, time to go get a Capri Sun.
So you start to look around for rats, but your awareness rolls to hear splashing behind you.
Oh boy.
Hey, yo.
Well, with 2 successes, did he hear the splash?
What you were doing in my swamp?
I mean,
Well,
it's
the
still same scene, so.
let's see. Okay, so the successes were on your hunger dice, but they were not. None of them were 10, so they're just not a messy
Nope.
critical.
Mhm.
But yeah, it sounds like someone's following you.
Crap. Well, is if we're still counting this as the same scene, then he shouldn't have to roll for his, for his to go invisible. So basically, he'd probably take the next turn he could to that he could like kind of slink in and just kind of go invisible real quick.
Still a rouse check to activate it.
Little rouse check. Damn.
Yep.
I don't
Yeah,
trust
you
my.
you
I don't
did
trust my
go
luck on
over,
that.
so I think those dropped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Crap. Okay, well.
Do you risk it?
For the biscuit.
Hunger Force isn't that bad.
Hunger 4 isn't that bad, but
I mean,
God
you
knows
saw
he.
what I did at Hunger 4.
Yeah, well, my fat tail's gonna have to basically find the whole family a ration, just be like, "Oh, goody, you made it for dinner."
Good,
But
good. We'll
anyway.
keep the family together.
Alright, so are you activating the ability, and does the ability require a rouse check?
That's so bad.
Yes, it does require a rouse check, so I'll use it, and no successful on me.
Be hungry.
Whew.
That's a 4. So
Hunger 4.
hey, looking a bit peckish, and right now anything's looking like a good enough snack. But he basically is like, no, I need to hide quick, and thus he does promptly.
A little bit later, you see 3 people walk by. 2 of them are obviously Nos. One of them is a bit disheveled looking, but nicely dressed. Though he's got big rubber galoshes on down here in the storm drain.
Yeah.
Obviously does not look like he trudges through sewer water and shit every day.
I mean, to be fair, that's why Walter found the one nice spot that's not, littered with that particular fragrance, as it were. But
Yeah,
luckily
did you
with
find a
that,
subway tunnel?
no,
I think that's what Jason said. Is you found an old subway tunnel.
No.
no,
Decatur
no,
does not
it's
have a
part of
subway. I
this.
assure you. It's
No,
no. It's part of the
it's
like.
part
Oh, go ahead.
sewer
Walt.
system. Sorry, it's basically part of a sewer system. It's just a break-off point where they were planning to expand but never did. So it's kind of just like a nice area where it's just like, hey, it could have been something, but it's mine now.
And and anytime I'm referring to a sewer when I'm talking about indicator, it's probably more like the storm drains. Most of the sewer is just the piping. I mean, there'd be a few spots where you could actually walk, but most of it's going to be talking about the storm drains, which all runs through the city kind of the same way. Though, Walter, you do particularly detect the scent of sewage in this area.
Okay.
Like maybe
So-
one of the pipes is leaking or something.
He would kind of sniff the air and just kind of have a disgusted look, but he'd realize like, well, I can't say nothing about it.
Anyway, you see those 3 individuals walk by. You don't recognize the 2 Nost. They're definitely not any of the Anarch Nost that you know. Now you kind of ducked into a corner.
Basically, whatever like offshoot he could have just quickly gotten into that was like a dark spot.
Give me a
Just to
stealth roll.
hide. Sure. It's gonna go to pot because of what happened, but so it'd be what, stealth and
Just don't roll 2 10s on your hunger dice, and you can re-roll your regular dice with will.
What?
Let's see.
Is he getting a bonus for being invisible?
No, because the person he's rolling against has auspics.
I was afraid
So
of
the
that.
ability isn't helping him necessarily in this scene, but him actually being kind of stealthy will help him.
Okay, it was stealth and what?
Let's go with wits for this one.
Sure, I don't recall what my. Oh, goody. That's my lowest, one of my lower ones. That's fine though.
All right, this will be his wits and his alertness, awareness, whatever it's called.
I have
Only
2
one.
successes. One's a 10 on the hunger
Awareness. There we go.
because that's
Not
all I've got right now.
Don't get him excited.
Literally all your dice are hunger dice.
Unfortunately, because I only have 2 in wits, and I was hoping to get a few more, get some points to spend to actually up stealth a little.
Ain't that a mood?
All right.
Right.
But it's only 110, so it does not count as a crit.
Nope.
You have to have 2 for crits to trigger.
Well, if nothing else, I at least have 2 successes.
All right. He also has 2 successes.
Well, your discretion of tied to the player, but
yeah, I always go tied to the player. So, you're ducked back a little bit, but not trying to hide all that badly because you've got your ability up. And just something about this guy, it suddenly occurs to you that he might be Malkavian. I mean, the disheveled, it's a stereotype and all, but just in case you duck back a little bit further, kind of around the little corner you're hiding in, before he glances that way.
oh yeah, because he would have been like, "You look like my friend." Just kind of like that little meme of like Homer sliding into the bushes. He's just sliding further into the brick.
But they move on past. You give them a minute, and then you start moving towards Old Molten Road.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the storm drain stops just a little bit past that Texaco.
He'd be fine with that because, again, as long as he does stuff quietly, it won't break the aspects.
So you wind up climbing out and basically just hoofing it down the road.
And he's fine with that. He's grown used to it. You would think by now his legs would catch up to his arms, but unfortunately.
As you're hustling down, you see a car. Come back by. Probably one of the cars you'd have seen zip by following Emma and them. The people inside the car do not look happy. But they also don't notice you.
Oh yeah,
it's
over in the ditch as they zip by.
Is there a giant dent on the side of one of their cars?
There is, but it would be on the opposite side of the road that Walter's on.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't actually see it.
Oh yeah,
that was for my benefit, not Walter's.
Oh yeah, no, Walter would like just kind of wait, let the car pass, especially if he could tell like the people in there disgruntled, like, "Ooh, I do believe they won," and continue making his way downtown.
It's
Walking
nowhere
slow.
near downtown Decatur. Oh, but I'm gonna DMCAS.
So Walter, you get to Sherwood Oaks. As you're turning to walk in, you got you've got the sign, you got the two, kind of where the walls stop before, at the road. A section in the middle, it's got the big sign. All of it's got shrubbery.
Mm-hmm.
On both sides of the road, people stand up out of the shrubbery.
I take it they noticed me.
One of them is staring directly at you. The other one is staring in your general direction, but you think he's just looking where the other guy's looking.
What was the name that they gave me?
Clint Robbins.
Clint Robbins. I think Egidio would have like texted, would have absolutely told Walter, hey, ask for and say that you're here to see the Robbins.
But anyway, Walter, one of them tells you, "Hold up, who are you, and why are you trying to enter our domain?"
He would kind of pause, and he would try to ask cautiously to the one that's like staring dead at him, because he doesn't know if this is full of kindred or not. He's not going to run the risk, so he's just going to kindly, like as slow as he can, like and cautiously, like kind of gesturing, like I'm not going to do anything, even though still holding Tupperware. But he's still gonna like just kind of come up, and he's gonna just kind of in a low whisper tone, just like ask him, like, I'm here to see Robbins.
And who sent you?
His name is Dave.
Thank you. But as a character would know that.
Should have called
Me,
him the denumerator. I was waiting for it. I was like, please.
All the nicknames you get now.
oh no, he would totally be like, well, Dave, or as we like to call him, the denumerator.
He kind of smiles at the nickname. It is kind of his job to lower the population.
Hey, Walter kind of has like tries his best to give a smile in return, and like holding the Tupperware is like, unfortunately, we also did that job tonight for him too.
And he gives you follow this street back, and he tells you which house number.
He kind of
just knock on the front door.
He being his big lumbering self, he just kind of bows a little bit as a thank you, and just kind of slowly walks on.
The guy that was staring in your general direction is still staring where you were, the general direction where you were standing.
Did Walter manage to grab any snacks on his way?
Actually, yes, did I? If I may ask.
If he was sticking to shadowy areas, he might have, a raccoon or a possum, maybe.
That's true. There's some wooded area out here. Give me a.
Not gonna be any deer. Maybe.
What role did I always have Jolene make for hunting outside?
Animal kin.
I think it might still be on your sheet because we still have our old character sheet.
Yeah, I'll check my old Jolene sheet.
I was fixed to say, not that. I have nothing in animal kin.
I think that's what it was.
So, I mean,
with survival when we were hunting, like in the forested area. I don't remember what it was for city area.
Okay. Give me wit survival then, Walter.
Okay.
One success.
1 out of 3.
All right, let me
It's
look
something.
at the. But is it enough? Hunting ground.
Really startled house cat.
I think you need like a 4 for unfamiliar hunting grounds or something like that.
Don't make it worse for me.
I
know, you're only telling the rules.
Well, if the lowest difficulty is a 2, so.
Yeah.
You might have bonuses hunting in your own territory, but. So no, you weren't able to get a hold of anything.
Hey, crap.
You could hear a couple of dogs barking here in the neighborhood, but you're in somebody else's domain.
I was fixed to say, he ain't going to run the risk, especially when someone just uttered, what are you doing in our domain? He ain't going to run the risk of screwing it up.
Right.
I ate the Primogen's house cat, okay?
Sorry, I was hungry. And I couldn't find a snack.
It's okay, I just ate that one guy's dog. Oh, okay. Wait, was that John's dog? Oh, no. Ooh, John Wick as a character for Hunter the Reckoning.
Oh, no. Well, guys, just roll them up now. We're done.
I mean, honestly, he would fit in that role, though. Let's be real.
That's probably the only thing that would get me to run the current hunter.
Oh well.
So next year's game.
But anyway, you walk up, you knock on the door. A woman answers the door. Are you visible when she opens the door? And actually, would it matter if you weren't? Let me check.
Depending on who she is.
Okay, are you visible when she opens the door?
No, he is not.
Does your power go off if you interact with something to make noise, though?
As long as it's
You're
not
right.
too loud.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
but knocking on the door, yeah, knocking on the door would probably make it drop.
Yeah, probably me having to physically tap on it.
Okay.
She has a doorbell, though. That might not.
I mean, she
Well,
has a doorbell. That'd be
The
a lot
instructions
easier.
were knock on the door.
Well,
Fair enough.
he did as instructed.
All
He
right.
knocked.
So the woman answers the door. She's maybe 4'9", 4'10".
Oh God.
Dark hair.
Both Walter and Duba are scared.
So yeah,
Go
she's
on.
just kind of sitting there. Who are you? Seems completely unfazed by you being a Nos.
He's like, right. Walter, pleasure to meet you. I'm here to see Dave.
Robbins.
Robin, excuse me. Though that is the person that sent me was Dave.
All right. What's your name? Oh, you just told her your name, didn't you?
Yeah.
She leans. She doesn't open the door any wider. She leans back
He's with us.
and basically, hey, do any of y'all know a Walter?
Yep, he's with us.
Yes.
Oh, all right, come on in.
Thank you. He tries to like squeeze through the door.
Has to go sideways.
Sideways shimmy in.
Basically.
Uh-huh.
He prays that the foyer / living room entrance is wide enough to where he can stand up.
Really get ADA doors.
Now, when the living room has a high ceiling, so
Okay.
Hopefully
He's
a
thankful.
sturdy
Like,
stool.
they usher you in there, and that is where they had. As soon as the rest of you had gotten into the garage, they shut the garage door. The man that had been standing outside steps in with you, introduces himself as Calvin.
Does Calvin give a surname?
No.
Okay. Does he seem human? Or does he seem kindred?
You're pretty sure he's kindred.
Can't tell clan.
well, again, for the 411 to just look up at Walter and just be like, I'm not even phased.
But
Just adding to my Rolodex since I'm the talkie character, I guess.
so in the living room, you've got one large, kind of large,
It's not me.
large chair. In that chair is sitting Clint Robbins. As Walter gets ushered in, you get ushered in over to go sit kind of with your crew. And the woman that answered the door, who the rest of you had been introduced to as Shelly.
Ellie?
Shelly.
Shilly.
Shelly. Like a shell, like a seashell.
Shelly. That's what I said the first time.
And she goes and stands kind of at Robbins' side, slightly back, with Calvin flanking his other shoulder. Well, now that we're all here, perhaps you can tell me what happened and why Dave said I should be expecting visitors.
Well, Walter opens up by sitting the Tupperware or the two Tupperwares onto whatever table surface that is nearby. It's like, well, to start off,
You got them. Sorry.
he would turn like, yes, I did keep them. I made sure.
I would
But,
say, given the fact that your time was cut short, that you only managed to get one of them swept up.
Okay, then just sit down the one. Then, like, unfortunately, well, to put it bluntly, one of our dear friends here, and he'll kind of gesture a meaty paw over to Emma, was unfortunately captured, or at least commandeered, by a Camarilla Nos, as far as we can tell. They had her taken to a facility that was right beside the hospital, unfortunately. There they questioned poor Emma, and, well, needless to say, they were about to make some type of phone call, and he, like, turns to Kyle, or gestures another meaty paw that way, until this beloved soul decided to, disrupt that phone call in a very abrupt manner.
There's nothing beloved about me.
Oh,
Did I say the
please,
same thing?
you have a wonderful personality. You just hide it behind God knows how many layers. And no, I'm
I
not
make
taking.
things disappear. There's nothing really wonderful about me.
You're the bar owner.
Yes.
You're the bar. This is Robin speaking. You're the bar owner, aren't you?
Correct. They infringed upon my territory twice within the span of a week. I wasn't entirely keen on letting that go.
What did they do the first time?
Me. Where's this dude's name?
Wrapped a car around his hole.
That was
Well,
out,
the
that was out in
first-
the mall parking lot, technically.
Well, the
Hit the
first
guy on the property.
Mhm.
the first time they ran over a longtime regular of mine in my own parking lot, and then proceeded to very nearly break the masquerade by yelling at us across the parking lot.
Oh, yes, I heard a little bit of this, something about that.
And secondly, they decided, oh, hey, we're going to take one of your own out of your parking lot, too. And I took exception to that.
Yeah, one has to defend their territory.
Well, they're dead, so.
Basically, we took care of practically all. Walter takes a minute. I do believe it was about 4 members that we took care of. I know I got a good clean clock in on one of them. He gestures back to Kyle. The soul got at least 2, and
There's
the
a
2.
there's a
Yes.
there's a
Body in
ghoul
the
wrapped.
trunk.
Yeah, there's a ghoul in the trunk of Emma's car.
Be sure to take that with you when you leave.
Pose.
Emma inwardly, oh good, we're leaving.
But so yes, unfortunately, after we had taken care of those who decided to do us wrong, practically the kindred at the hospital gained very quick wind as to our presence and decided to swiftly come after us. Luckily, as you can see, the lot of us escaped. Though
They
I
did.
can't.
They didn't make it far enough into to see where this area.
Luckily
So
for
you
me,
slaughtered a cam coterie right next door to one of their strongholds.
Got away with it.
That is
Well-
brilliant.
Oh, probably not.
I
I
enjoyed
mean-
the fight, personally.
It sounds like it was a good one.
It was. Came through the window at the guy on the phone. He started screaming. I tore his head off. It was a glorious time.
I've got photos of them all if you want pictures, if we can match names and faces.
I'll take a look at them.
They mentioned someone called Caleb. That's who they were trying to call before that got all cut short.
He sort of frowns the name Caleb.
Unfortunately, we're
Premier?
unaware.
What was that?
Is it a Tremere?
Yes.
Yeah.
The other one
Not
mentioned.
one that is usually in this city, though. There haven't been any Triberi in the city for a little bit. Well, Cam, anyway.
Are you the proprietor of this domain?
Yes, Sherwood is mine. Or Sherwood Oaks is mine.
As in barony, as in?
If you want to use that sort of terminology, you can. It's simply mine, and everyone
Okay.
knows it's mine.
Well, in that case, thank you for your hospitality.
It is
Of course.
Agreed.
They were asking about the woman that was killed, that got dumped in Kyle's bar.
And that is potential trespass number 3 as well. But
Except if they were asking questions, they were likely not the ones that did the dumping.
Yeah, it didn't feel like they knew it was done.
that's why I said potential.
Hey, Vancouver by night, dropping by.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
Oh,
what's up? You just missed us playing. What did you call it? Smokey and the Bandit with vehicles.
A phone rings. Shelley steps away to get the phone.
Would any of us know anything about the kindred present just by reputation or being in the city for X amount of time?
Kyle, you've heard of Robbins before.
Yeah, I was about to say, as the native, I was about to ask that myself.
Yeah, you know he runs this place over here, and it's kind of on the outer edge. The city limits go a decent bit past where he's at, but
Yeah.
as far as any part you would call a city, this is kind of the outer edge. It's kind of the boundary. Like he would during peace times, he would be the one keeping an eye out for lupines and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you know he is a gangrel.
Oh,
Ah,
good.
yeah. Fellow gangrel, yay.
Now, who the rest of his people are, you haven't really left a clue.
Yeah, who knows? He mostly keeps to himself in his own little tiny territory anyway.
It's a decent sized little subdivision, but yes.
So, that all happened. And like I said, we've all mentioned, we deeply appreciate your hospitality in this trying time.
Hardly trying. They didn't really put up much of a fight.
Well, when half your coteries ambush predators, well, what can you do?
I will admit it was amusing to see that the Nas completely surprised as I practically broke most of the bones in her chest. That was fun.
I thought you not stuck together.
We do as a rule, but unfortunately she decided to mess with one of our own, and I don't take kindly when you mess with the few people that tolerate me.
I'm still debating on hitting you.
As long as I don't continue to sneak up on you, I should be fine, but remember, most humans...
Don't break anything in my headquarters.
Oh no, of course not. That was not going to be the case at all.
And what you've seen of this house, it does not look lived in.
Hmm.
You know, the living room is fully set up with lots of chairs, so this may be more of a meeting place. You don't get the impression anybody stays here.
Right.
Is there anything in particular you need of us at this moment?
No, Dave just asked me to let you stay here for a bit. And about that time, Shelley walks back in, having answered the phone. Make sure I get the right name here. And she addresses the group. Paget would like to see you. Excuse me, Baron Paget would like to see you.
Here?
Lovely.
Night?
Oh, this is turning out to be a fantastic evening.
As the Nos has nosed.
Nos has gone completely Nos mode.
Well,
Yes, he would like to see you tonight. Not here. In his
Is
own
there a-
barony in Molten Heights.
Is there a specific place he would? Okay.
Yeah, I know the way.
I'm glad you do. Give me
There's a
poor
particular
wisdom.
house that he usually holds his meetings in.
You can.
Not terribly unlike what Robbins here has set up, though it's a bigger, fancier house.
Oh, I don't like that look that has. Do you have any making the universal sign for like blood packs?
Capri Sun.
Well, I don't drink the things myself, but he kind of looks over at Calvin. Well, we've got some stuff in the refrigerator.
Eh. Like if Walter had like a little handkerchief or something, he'd be patting his forehead. If you don't mind, I could use a little bit.
You'd be sweating blood. It's not good.
Okay.
No, he knows that, and he's just like, I really need a drink.
And Robbins goes, certainly. We'd be happy to do you this little favor.
Oh, there's the F word.
As the back of Kyle's head's just very lightly thud against the wall.
Keep in mind, I will return that favor. That will. He's like looking at Kyle Blake. Don't worry. If it's anything to be called, I'll make sure that I take care of it. I am the one needing this, after all.
And Calvin comes back with a blood bag for you,
Thank you.
so you can slack one hunger.
This is why I just deal in cash.
Well, sometimes people are hungry.
When I get upstairs, I'll make sure to slate that hunger back down to 3 at least.
It's not like we can stop by a McDonald's on the way.
Well, you could, but they often have
For
cameras. So you have to be
totally-
careful.
Yeah, be for a totally different reason.
Yeah, it just needs to find some girl named Wendy.
Well, they're one of my other gaming groups. So yeah, Kyle, you know how to get to Molten Heights and where in Molten Heights you need to go.
Emma will drive. Body in her trunk.
The problem is Walter's just going to have to hoof it and hide because of the simple fact, unless that car is big enough for my fat tail to squeeze in.
It'll be fine.
Can you go invisible without any kind of rouse check?
If he has cloak of
I
shadows, he can.
didn't. I
Never
did
mind.
not take the one that is the sit still.
She was going to be
that's
like, you
tragic.
could surf the top of the car.
You can always ride on the back of Kyle's motorcycle. Then it doesn't matter how tall he is.
As fixes say, my the way Walter's designed, either that thing would be popping a wheelie or it'd be very top heavy. He leans too far one way. He ain't gonna like it. But no, Walter would probably just do his best to traverse and hide where he can.
That's going to take you a little while. And it's not getting, the sunrise is not getting further away. It's getting closer.
You could probably fit in the back seat,
Just
even if it's kind of a tight squeeze.
put the carpet on top of you. You'll be fine.
Well, you could probably put the carpet in the trunk.
I guess.
I mean, I don't care.
Get in the
I
car.
say, yes.
Do you
No,
take
there-
the Tupperware with you?
Yes, he'll take the Tupperware.
I think actually Egidio would pick it up if would have picked it up mid conversation unless someone stops him.
Oh no, Walter wouldn't care. To him, he felt like a gorilla just like carrying a tiny package.
What a visual.
I mean,
Not wrong. He's
it's
kind of
not
built like
wrong.
someone in chat said he's kind of built like a mini tank from Left 4 Dead.
Yes.
Basically, yes. That's kind of the canon image of Walter. Is he's just a mini tank,
But in
big
clothes.
upper body, tiny legs.
I just was imagining like a charger.
I mean, that would also be a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Egidio picks up the Tupperware with ashes and will be like, this will be useful. Shakes it up and pockets.
All right, well, you make your way to Molten Heights, which involves crossing the belt line, but crossing the belt line north enough that it's
Away from the
still
hospital.
in Anarch territory.
Mm-hmm.
Crucially, away from the hospital.
Mm-hmm. When you get there are several people outside. They're clearly expecting you.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Egidio keeps the ashes in the car.
And the
And
body?
Let's say
And the body.
I'll say before we got here, like while we were waiting on Walter, Kyle would have cleaned off the spokes of his bike, done some basic maintenance, and like gotten his hands washed.
You bend
Bend it back.
anything that's
Can I
been
borrow
out a
your
little
hose?
bit and was like just nicking over the edge of things, making noise. You bend that back a little bit.
Yeah, he'll do some more in-depth maintenance when he gets back home.
Yeah.
No, he'll wait for that. Continue. I think what Egidio does, at least in the moment, is he'll put the Tupperware under the carpet. The carpet is the body is in perfectly. It's not making any kind of a dent because that's my ability.
Sorry,
And
just unique.
he just like makes it nice and flat and rolled up, but nice and flat, so it isn't super obvious. It isn't obvious that there's a body in there.
It just looks professionally rolled.
Yes.
Yeah, we bought a carpet on the way here.
Oh yeah, isn't that the Hekata thing?
That's my
Like
thing.
hiding bodies in grass. Yeah.
Hiding.
Yeah.
So it just happens
Don't ask questions.
once per session.
Wow, that is
Magic means I ain't got to explain shit. I mean, disciplines
Exactly.
mean I don't have to explain.
It's not discipline. It's a coterie. It's
Plan.
my coterie merit for my clan.
Do Gangrel get one of those? I don't remember.
They do.
But you're not technically part of a coterie yet.
Sure, I am. Egidio has openly said the C word to them in 2 different languages.
Anyway, y'all pull up. You're ushered inside. Dave meets you at the door.
Mhm.
As some of the other
You?
kind of security has escorted you to the door, from your car to the door.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure none of my armaments are there. I believe the gun in Emma's car.
Emma's like, I've got a dead body, I've got ashes, I've got a gun.
Possibly
the
unregistered gun.
guns.
They give you all a pat down to make sure you're not armed.
Yep.
And if they found something, it's not a big deal. They're just going to keep it till you leave.
I'm gonna have to ask you about that later, Jeremy.
I have them all already on the
Oh.
list.
Link it to me then,
Yep.
please.
But you're ushered inside, taken to like a sitting room. You see a tall, dark-haired man. His back's to you as you walk in. He's looking at a map of the city that he's got up on the wall. And there's pins marked and places that are like highlighted. Like you can see, Sherwood is like highlighted. And there's maybe one little speck of color down where Kyle's bar would be. The hospital is highlighted in red.
The U-Haul store next to it.
It's the Pack Tactic Merit. That's right. Sorry.
Stealing for fortune.
But y'all get ushered in. Dave's like, sir. And Padgett turns around. His face is a little weathered. He's got long black hair. His clothes look pretty nicely made, but they're very plain. Style is clearly not something that he's particularly concerned about.
You spoke, but simple.
The barkeep.
Hello to you too, sir.
We keep having trouble around that bar of yours.
Well, with a stronghold right across the way, it's hardly surprising.
I suppose.
Nothing else to get you a foothold close to that stronghold, too.
Yes. I suppose things have been too peaceful for the last little while.
What happened?
After tonight, that's not going to be the case any longer.
Well, they threatened my territory twice in the span of a week. I couldn't exactly let that slide.
Yes, and they took someone from you.
No,
Are
I was
you,
getting
and he kind of
all
gestured all over you, are you a formal group at the moment?
loosely associated, but I consider them enough.
I used the C word. They didn't object.
Emma is hiding a small chuckle at that. The nerve's completely gone. Afraid.
How dare you redeem a hydrate when my cup is empty?
Hydrating.
I'll hydrate on air.
I mean,
Oh wait, there's still a little bit left in here.
oh wait, we're talking about hydration. Please hold as I slowly return from my dwellings deep below to.
Did you bring another liter of tea?
We only had 2 gallons. I already
Might be
drank.
southern if
it's
you
just
drink
that
Milo straight from the gallon.
it's just that silence there was
Mhm.
just very telling, my dude.
But anyway, when
No, my regular poison.
Oh, okay.
when Emma chuckles, he steps right up in front of you. Do you find this situation amusing?
It's been a questionably stressful night, sir. No, it's very, very much not amusing. Not making eye contact at all, like looking straight down.
So how many of the Camarilla did you kill?
3, including a ghoul.
There were 5, weren't there? Or am I miscounting?
There was the
Nos?
Tremere, the Nos
Tremere,
lady.
the Malkavian, the Nos, and the ghoul.
So yeah, there were 4.
Okay, I was thinking 5 for some reason. Never mind.
There
Initially,
may potentially be a 5th in the median on the belt line as I kind of ground his head into the spokes of my bike as he was chasing me. But
They weren't involved in the initial altercation.
he still might be dead.
very least, very hurt.
All 3 of the cam were given final death, so they won't be a problem, or at least on the battlefield.
None on the battlefield, no. They will certainly be a problem. The cam will undoubtedly respond very quickly to that sort of loss. They take a one of theirs, 5 of ours approach, which we reciprocate.
Which we did.
We had settled into a sort of Cold War, but that is over.
Well, when you run over one of my regulars with a car and then kidnap one of my own, I consider that pretty effective provocation.
Indeed.
Be clear, there's nothing cold about that. That is open conflict.
Also considering one of the cam very loudly threatened me by yelling at me across the parking lot, nearly breaking the masquerade in the process. But
They knew they could provoke you, which is why they did.
Oh, they're investigating the death of the
Miss Page.
Miss Page, the corridor Primogen school.
Yes.
Hmm.
She's been a fixture in the city for quite some time.
then the night immediately after a cam threatens me, she shows up dead in my bar.
I performed the autopsy. It was not. It looked much like an accident.
You get Maddox's attention when you say, you performed an autopsy.
Kind of my thing.
Explain how.
I was at the morgue. Gloves, autopsy.
He does that.
In Hartzell.
Yeah?
That's where you went?
Were you accosted by anyone?
No.
Interesting.
I used to be a forensics analyst.
So what killed this poor lady?
In my professional opinion, and you see his demeanor drop as he goes back into work mode.
Oh, there he is.
In my professional opinion, it was an unfortunate tumble downstairs.
Hmm.
Blunt
Not
force trauma.
Supernaturally. Not supernaturally induced that I could tell. No broken bones except for a fracture in her skull, and naturally bruising as you tumble down.
It seems unlikely that she would have simply had an accident.
Oh, absolutely. Foul play is absolutely involved. However,
but nothing overtly supernatural.
Correct. I double checked it for. He goes like this, and didn't see any of that.
For finger wiggling?
Blood sorcery.
Ah. You know blood sorcery?
I know what it looks like.
This is an interesting crew you've put together, barkeep.
May we live in interesting times.
There's a knock on the door. Enter. And one of the flunkies you've seen running around sticks his head in. Sir, Baron Hoffman is here.
Oh boy.
Oh, everyone. Not said out loud, said internally.
Of course he is. Send Augustus. Was it Augustus Hoffman? Let me double check.
August
August
Huffman.
August Huffman. Show August in. And
Other one was
he puts on this expression like he's fortifying himself.
That's appropriate.
That's a.
Did I get ready for loud noises?
Augustus. Is that the Bruja?
Yes.
Okay. Good, I remembered one.
Yes, he runs the East Decatur coterie.
Decatur.
Or Decatur domain. Barony. That's the term I'm looking for. Barony.
So in other words, basically all of the major power players in the Anarch territory have heard.
The two biggest. Now the Mall Cave guy's not here. He's another one of the big ones in town. And none of the outer barony barons are here.
Gotcha.
We just got the two big dogs, not all three.
But
I'm
August
not in
walks
that
in.
level of trouble.
August walks in. And you know, he's got brown hair, he's got a goatee. He's tallish as well, kind of slender. He walks in. Maddock, always a pleasure to see you. August. Then he looks at you. Ah, Mr. Adams, I don't believe we have formally met.
Not formally, no. I am aware of your barony, however.
Ah, well. I suppose you're not over in my side of town all that often.
Not often, no.
And as opposed to Maddock, August is very smartly dressed. Please introduce me to your friends as well.
Well, one of our number is off doing her own thing at the moment, but I do have Egidio, Emma, and Walter. Are you visible?
Yes, he would be visible.
He says this looking directly at Walter. And Walter.
He shakes all of your hand.
I guess he like extends the finger to a degree.
Big meaty paw.
Basically.
Just imagining Kyle over here like jacked up like Armstrong or something.
That's a very nice
Son
suit,
of a
Egidio.
bitch. Thank you. I found it back home,
Oh, where are you from?
Mexico.
He nods, then it's like he's waiting.
What area?
Ciudad de
of-
Mexico, Mexico.
Ah, I see. So I hear that you five or that you four are heroes tonight.
Is that what we're being called?
I was fixed to say I wasn't
Depends on-
aware there were heroes.
At the same time that August says yes, Maddock goes no.
Depends on which side of the glass it's viewed from, I would suppose.
Don't mind me being blunt with you, sir.
Oh, please. I want honesty in all things.
I was repaying several slights against me in my territory.
Yes. And from what I hear, they took one of your friends. I mean, it is unfortunate that this conflict has been escalated. And he looks over at Maddox. But let's be frank, we all knew it was coming eventually. You poor souls just are the unfortunate ones that were at the trigger.
Unfortunate catalysts.
This city is a puddle of
Good coterie
gasoline.
name.
You just happen to be the match that got dropped.
Yeah, I was pretty hungry in that fight.
Well, either way, it's done now. That's pretty much 3 Camarillans taken care of.
I'm assuming that Robbins forwarded the information that we gave him.
They both look at each other. No, I don't believe he has.
They took pictures before final death.
Ah,
She will share those and the information as far as they were asking about, the page woman, and they mentioned the Tremere Caleb.
both of them have heard of Caleb. He is not a Tremere that is local. At least he isn't supposed to be.
North or north of us, south of us?
Over in Muscle Shoals.
Unknown. Okay.
That's a trip.
It is. Though the Camarilla and Decatur have been missing any Tremere since the beginning of the conflict.
Doing an all hands on deck situation?
Could be. Or trying to reestablish all the clans.
Well, there's one
Or
less Tremere.
Caleb might be seeing a opportunity over at Muscle Shoals. He's only the clan whip. He might be looking to establish himself and reestablish a coterie here in Decatur. That would not be good.
We're known to look for ways to get to power quickly.
Indeed. And August, he has you go back over some of the information that you've already repeated, people. He also the description you give of the Nos woman sounds familiar to him. He'll have to ask some of his people for sure, but he thinks he knows who that probably was.
Very good description of her.
And Walter in his own way is like, to be fair, I didn't really want to harm those part of my clan. For all I know, she might have unfortunately suffered the same thing I did.
Oh yes, you're one of the ones that fled from
Huntsville, yes.
Yes. I don't suppose you could.
Oh.
I don't suppose you know what some of the weird goings on up there was.
No, not really. Again, as I awoke, I again had to deal with the grotesque being I am before you now, and dealing with the fact of which I was partially confused. I remember going there to study, and pretty much next thing I know, I'm hauled away and I wake up an abomination, kinda left to fend for myself. The only thing I heard was whispers of a soul called Grandmother Dorcas. That's about most of what I've got. I don't even know which one of the many nonsense that actually created me. But I am here, and he kind of gestures to both of them, and a lot of you are kind to let me be here in peace. So again, I thank you dearly, and I will do my best to pay
Well,
back.
unfortunately, my friend, the being in peace part is probably about over.
Oh yes, after tonight, that doesn't surprise me by much.
But still, I have a proposition for you. For all of you.
Is this August speaking or Maddox?
This is August. Maddox is looking at him like we had not decided this for certain. He already has the bar. We might as well.
Are you asking us to entrench more deeply into Anarch?
We are wanting to give you, as a group, a larger territory. It would be yours. You could decide who else was allowed in or out. Obviously, if you allowed more people in, it would undoubtedly be with the understanding that they have to help defend the territory.
Fair enough.
But we would give you a section of territory on your side of the belt line. I'm not saying give, it's empty territory now, but it's more like we are asking you to take this responsibility on. Maddox is rolling his eyes slightly at how August is wording all this.
I mean, Walter would just kind of speak up. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't be against it at all. And in fact, it'd be a nice way to maybe get a few more nosses around and have some allies.
And I roll some sort of insight to see not to see if he's lying. He's obviously going to give us a territory. But mostly just to hear the double speak. Like discern the double speak.
Ah, the
What
colorful
double-
words.
What doublespeak is there?
They're barons. They want something.
Let's just see if you can read the contract language.
Yeah.
See the TOS for this.
Roll for TOS.
No, he's being pretty upfront. I mean, he's talking about the fact that they want they're wanting a larger, more organized force there to kind of counterbalance.
They pretty much know we would defend it, but they want to make it official, so if something happens, it falls on our ass.
That's one way to look at it. But
Um,
and he knows, and well, this would be Matic speaking up.
Okay.
And we know that the barkeep will hardly do anything if we're not giving him cash in his pocket. But perhaps if he looks at the entire territory as his own, perhaps he'll defend it then.
You're well aware of what my clan is. You know how I treat my territory.
August speaks up, and that is why we need to expand his territory. You get the impression that him and Matic may have been having some kind of conversation about this.
You get the feeling that they're friends, but they're like those friends that are like cat and
constantly
dog.
butting heads.
Yeah, the ones that constantly argue because one's
Maybe
more eccentric.
They
one's more-
appreciate each other, but
and maybe they're just co-workers that can get along well enough to work together.
yeah,
But like socially, they would never run into each other.
cat and dog.
basically.
So, for bringing the I want to make sure I understand this. For bringing the Camarilla of, I won't say unified, but more aggressive towards this side, you're giving him, us as a coterie, territory. More territory.
August is like, yes, territory that you would be now. Bear in mind, this is
Responsible for.
territory you would be responsible for.
Naturally. I will.
I mean,
Turn to
Matic here does his
Matic.
best to keep an eye on the free range territory of the city, but it's a large area. Having locals with a vested interest just seems like the way to go.
Grassroots.
And you can of course sort it out amongst yourselves if one of you is particularly in charge, or if you run by committee. Well, it'd be your domain. It'd be yours to. Obviously, you have to upkeep the masquerade and defend the Anarch cause. And then for Matt, you're without further compensation. He's looking at Kyle.
That favor be returned if our territory needed assistance.
Both of them go yes. Yes, we're all Anarchs in this together versus the Camarilla.
Video in his head. Yeah. Anarchs, all of us.
I mean,
Strategically, it is sound because looks over at Kyle. They're gonna come for your bar after tonight.
and to be
If they
fair,
haven't already.
this is true.
If they haven't already.
And Walter just kind of pops up. I mean, to be fair, you give me a little bit of time. I'll see about establishing some type of network, maybe bolster security up a little, add some cameras around. Hell, maybe we can even think about a ghoul or two do nightly patrols. Just a thought.
Or ritualist, maybe he knows some words.
Oh, that's true.
Maddox speaks up. I have contacts that run the mall that would be useful to you.
Fantastic. I'll need to let them.
Fine. Looks like I'll be re-spreading out my feelers to the underworld after all.
Oh, you go to the underworld too?
Do be careful when you do that.
Not that underworld.
Camarilla,
Probably a shitty
well,
one.
many of us kindred here in the city have contacts with him.
I lived and breathed that world since I was a child.
August looks at you. Oh, really? Matic on the other hand is like, just looking at you very disapprovingly.
Oh yeah, he's definitely the cat.
Yeah, yeah.
He used that one particular word, and my first thing came in my head was that's the cat.
At that point, the door bursts open again. There's no knock this time. There's no somebody cracking it open, sticking their head in. The door just flies open.
Emma jumps.
Sir, the sewers are overflowing.
With water or people?
With sewage.
I had to make sure.
Oh, bollocks. I knew there was something amiss down there when I was being chased. Surely they wouldn't think to break the pipe. And Walter kind of like takes a moment, like, sorry, before I got to Robin's domain, I was being chased by 2 Nos and I believe a Markavian. Luckily, they did not detect me and I was able to escape. However, where I tended to hide, there was just strong odor of sewage. I figured there was a pipe that was at least leaking, but I didn't realize it bursted.
Ah, it could have been people.
Fair.
Maddox like, The sewers are in bad repair. A lot of the pipes are still clay pipes. And he drags the guy over to their map, and they start trying to figure out exactly where all it's flooding.
Well, that might be a bother for me, at least.
Fine.
They do not seem to be flooding too badly around the mall. That doesn't seem to be the main area that's being hit. Maddox draws a line kind of where they seem that the worst of it seems to be. And there's... Y'all are there for another 45 minutes or so while they're taking calls and stuff. And they're trying to get in touch with somebody they just call Rat. But apparently he's the head of a coterie of Nos that use the storm drains and sewers in the area that's being the most flooded.
Taking out the ice.
Trying to.
When you say that, Maddox kind of looks back at you. Indeed. This may be their retaliation for tonight's exuberant defense of your territory.
Well, we're calling it what it is.
I'm not apologizing.
I wouldn't expect you to.
Possibly be disappointed if you did.
His smile is all fangs.
Most of my interactions with the barkeep could be described as disappointing. What sort of anarch demands be paid for his every action?
I will say, there is a body in Emma's car about 20 minutes from rigor mortis.
And?
Just putting it out there. It was one of the ghouls from our defense.
Oh. But he's dead.
He's dead.
Then he's no concern of mine. Be sure to take him with you when you leave.
Why does everyone keep saying that?
Pretty
I-
sure.
August like people don't like to clean up the bodies of don't like to clean up other people's messes.
So we
Yeah,
have
my
a,
mess.
You take care of your own bodies. It's just common courtesy.
so we have a party appreciation in chat.
They usually have to denote who that is going towards.
Everybody
Everyone
gets
dance and
celebration of
celebrate.
the awesome territory.
Woo!
You get the chair cha-cha.
Let's see. Do I have a map of just y'all's story?
Once it starts winding down, Emma will ask, medic, sir, Jack is fully recovered, correct?
Beg your pardon?
It was a gentleman, I believe he worked for you. He ran into a little bit of trouble. I assisted him. He was injured.
Oh, struck by the car. Yes, he's fine now. It was not a substantial injury. It will teach him to be more careful in the future.
Naturally. Before we go, might I speak to the two of you in private?
I assume you mean him and
Yes, you'd be nodding to him in August.
they both kind of look at each other. I suppose.
And at your leave, sirs. And just steps back and let them finish whatever they're doing.
Okay.
Like waits for their
Another
signal.
another 20 minutes of calling and sending people out to check on stuff, and then they sort of usher everybody out of the room.
Give me heightened senses as I
Yeah.
leave.
But before they do leave, Kyle would stop to say, "Well, I know I have territory to defend. I guess I'm not going to be demanding payment too much longer after all."
Oh, an anarch at last.
Well, at least you'll have people helping you defend it.
True. I always was an anarch. I just don't like being bound by favors. I prefer freedom more than all else.
As an anarch, you're a member of a pack. Stop acting like a lone wolf.
Tell that to my sire.
If any of us knew who he was.
Precisely. And then he leaves.
All right.
Egidio leaves, but activates heightened senses.
You are escorted.
Completely try to eavesdrop on something.
You are escorted like down the stairs and out to like a meeting room
Like, I'll
where there's a
still
lot of
drive
people
you.
standing around talking.
I'll still drive you wherever you need to go afterwards with the luggage that you left in my car.
Cool.
I'll drive you where you need to go. Please take that with you.
Exactly.
When you leave
This
my
is
car.
now. Remember how we had that conversation back there about the bodies being your responsibility? Bye.
All right, but eventually, Emma, you are alone in the room with August and
Has
Maddox.
to pull herself together, and
What is it you need?
goes on.
What is it you need to speak to us about, dear? And Maddie's like, "Are you nervous about having to defend a territory with the barkeep?"
the barkeep.
I would understand.
The barkeep's beast is close to the surface, but it is at least an honest beast. More along the lines of the questioning that occurred with the coterie that was destroyed. The reason that they contacted the gentleman named Caleb was because and she just
Well, the phone call never went through.
yeah, they attempted to contact the gentleman named Caleb.
Well, all she knows is,
Yeah.
is that dude was leaving the room to make a phone call.
Yeah, fair.
I am assuming you understand what this means.
August is like, "Oh,"
I'm
and
assuming
Maddox
you
like,
understand.
"Another one."
Another one.
And August is like,
Another?
that is not our thing. No. Ignore him, dear.
Can you at least tell me if it was a man or a woman?
They look at each other. And finally, August goes, "It was a woman."
She just kind of like shoulder slumps. Okay. Be that as it may, you understand, I trust what my kind can do.
There are many rumors of what your kind can do.
Well, at least what I can do. I'm not a fighter. Tonight has made that very evident. I can herd fighters to a point, apparently. Maybe a little. I don't know. But, I can offer people healing if they need it. It doesn't bind anyone to me or anything like that. I can just heal wounds. With the upcoming battle, for a measure of protection, I offer that skill.
August nods his head. Like, August is nodding his head like this is not new information for him. I mean, about you specifically, sure, but what you can do is not surprising him.
Okay.
Maddox like, that could be useful.
And you understand that I would appreciate any discretion in revealing my heritage.
We will keep your secret. If we were to encounter another of your clan,
You are free to tell them of me. Or to at least give them have them... we'd be allowed to pass back and forth notes, perhaps. If you trust them as trustworthy people, I will trust your judgment on that. As trustworthy as our kind can be.
Maddox looks at August, but August is nodding his head.
And I will tell my coterie. Just it hasn't come up yet. It's been an exciting few days.
August like, wait, perhaps you should, make certain that you know them well enough. Don't let the day's excitement rush you into anything.
Perhaps.
Maddox, I would keep it to myself if I were you. Rumors spread like wildfire. And if the Tremere are moving back into this city, then I would be especially cautious. Were I you?
Kind of nods, and I appreciate your counsel and your discretion.
Maddox just nods. August, thank you, young lady, for trusting us with this. We will endeavor not to make you regret it.
I will endeavor to be of use. Kind of nods and gentlemen and backs out the door.
All right, there's somebody waiting outside to walk you down to where everybody else is. None of you are allowed to wander this house on your own.
Now that that's cleared up, Gidio, do you need a ride anywhere in particular?
Sure. I'll put you along.
Okay.
And on the drive, he's gonna start a conversation. So, why you?
Why me what?
I don't know. They wanted
Kidnapping?
to kidnap you, and now you're having a private conversation with two barons.
Look at me.
You're a
got the
kindred just like
whole...
us.
You've got the whole... And she does like the bite thing. And Walter and Kyle...
Do you not have fangs?
I have fangs, but not fangs that do that. I wasn't a fighter in life. I'm not a fighter in death.
What were you? What are you?
Medical.
I was in medical too. I can still bite people.
Yes, but my gifts don't favor anything towards that. It's more messing with people's minds and calming people.
Calming people is an important skill.
But it doesn't work well on Kindred.
There's something to it. I don't know. Just feels like
They took me because I was the weakest. I was the one that conveniently got
you're
in a
the
vehicle.
weakest looking, not weakest.
In a fight, I would go down first, believe me.
Look, all I'm saying is there's going to be a lot going on. We're all going to know each other. So let's start like this. What I can tell you, I'm Hikata. Probably don't see if you have any of those here, Decatur or in Alabama at all.
No, I've heard of them, but I have not seen many.
You know, whole the thumbs back behind with the body. That whole thing. I'll be taking care of that when we get to where we're going. Very obviously Kyle's Gangrel, and very obviously Walter's
Walter's
Nos.
very obviously Nos.
Wherever Iola is Malkavian.
Mm-hmm.
Leaves the mystery of my driver.
A woman has to keep some secrets. It's nothing. I appreciate your completely misplaced confidence in me. I truly do. But it's nothing important.
Yet.
I mean, nothing's important yet.
No, I said and yet.
And yet?
It's not important and yet.
Knowledge isn't owed. It's not a tit for a tat.
No. Fair enough.
Maybe one day I'll feel like sharing it with you. Maybe one day I won't. There are reasons.
I understand how I'm not
You can understand.
So
What you can understand is that, I guess, as a fellow coterie mate now, if you call for me to come defend you, I will bring all of my ineffective skills to bear.
we're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that self-deprecation first.
You saw me trying to swing that cane sword. That guy's head was being held still. I couldn't hit it.
Do you still have it, by the way?
I thought you had it.
Oh yeah.
I thought you threw it in the back of the truck.
Yep.
Or back of the car, whatever. Vehicle.
All right, and where are y'all driving to while y'all are having this conversation?
We are going. So about not a block away, but like somewhere between a block and like some distance away is a small field that maybe was going to be a cemetery at one point, but isn't.
Cemetery subdivision.
Just
Who knows?
A plot of land that was meant to be a cemetery, but it's like has a small wall inward, but nobody's plotted in there yet.
Okay, so an empty plot. Gotcha.
Yep. And then Ichidio will be like, let's see. And you see him just like, there. Cool. And then he grabs a shovel that you did not see him put into your trunk.
She just has like one of those like she's originally from up north. She probably has a shovel of some kind in her road kit.
Yeah. digs up a little bit, not going a full grave, just a little bit. Make sure
I
to
don't
keep
think he's
the
gonna fit.
top bit. Puts the whole thing in, rug and all, and does it in such a way that the top doesn't look disturbed at all. And it just looks like someone like randomly dug in, but it doesn't. You can't tell what's in there, just by looking.
Emma, he seems to be very good at this.
Yeah, no. She's noticing that, but she's not gonna say anything. She's like, that's an
Adiós, izquierda,
a kindred
beso
line of
tus
work that is
labios,
very handy.
izquierda, mala genia hasta la rosa.
Probably catches like one or two of those words.
Jeremy,
Yes,
I need this to be a recurring theme.
it is.
Fantastic. That's all I needed.
Everyone gets nicknames and serenaded.
Anyway, cool. He blankets it out. Cool. Well, that's done.
Do you need a ride to, not your haven, of course, but closer to? Or are you good from here?
I'm good from here. I think I've got this.
Okay, don't forget the Tupperware
Right.
and your gun.
Oh yeah. Like goes to grab the 9mm, puts it in his pocket, grabs the ashes. It's like, this will be good later. Pockets them.
Pocket sand. Dead person pocket sand. Ah!
That'll be all. Thank you very much, and be careful.
I
Guess we
have a
a
feeling I'll be
territory to
seeing
defend.
you. I have a feeling I'll be seeing you come nightfall.
And waits for Emma's car to completely leave. All right, Mildred, let's see what bullshit you have for me left. And then goes into his haven.
So at some point while y'all were probably about the time you were getting to the Baron's place, it had started raining pretty heavily. So you were digging your hole in the rain.
That's
Like
fine.
a kindred
Even better.
cares.
Yeah. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
When you get to your house, all the windows are open.
Mildred.
Like the rain's blowing in basically every room.
Uh-huh.
You're enjoying
Yay.
this very much, aren't you, Jason?
I'm going to. I haven't decided exactly what exactly
I
this poltergeist
gave
is
him
going
a
to be doing.
present.
Mildred is the 6th member of the coterie.
No.
Mildred's pissed. Enters like, yeah, Mildred. We'll go into his storm shelter. Just puts the thing of ashes on there and looks at it. All right, and goes to sleep.
Do you bother to shut the windows?
Oh yeah, take the time to shut the windows and then wake up and they're open again.
All right. So when Kyle and Walter leave, where do y'all go?
Kyle's going back to his bar.
Okay.
Well, for Walter, that depends on what time of, how close to daybreak we talking.
It's about 4:30 in the morning at this point.
So pretty close.
Yeah, not a whole lot. I mean,
Six-ish.
you're not in danger of getting fried, but it's not very far.
Makes sense.
If anything, he'll definitely go back to his burrow underground, but
Okay.
he is going to try and look for some Capri Suns when he gets down there.
All right, give me that hunting roll.
Okay.
Same roll,
Same roll.
With survival.
With survival. Okay.
but at least it's in your domain.
So
Or
what I
haven.
get?
And with the
So
partially
your roll
flooded
is-
tunnel, I'm gonna say it's easier, so you only need 2 successes.
So no modifiers, just straight roll.
Yeah, just your regular old roll, but you need 2 successes.
And gets
Buddy.
I'm just gonna have to start digging out my bag of dice and start rolling this crap by hand. Because computer RNG just doesn't like me.
You only
Your
have 3
your
dice.
tunnels are not flooded, but you are splashing through a little bit of sewage running down the middle. There's definitely some leakage, or it's backed up a little bit in here, but it's not like fully flooded. And when you get to your actual haven, the smell is everywhere, but not the substance itself, except what you track in on your shoes.
He grumbles. Especially after not finding some Capri Sun packs on the way in.
Kyle, when you get back to your bar, of course it's been closed for quite a while. There is a car parked in the parking lot with 2 people in it.
Okay.
One of them seems to be keeping a pretty close eye on the place,
Hmm.
where the other one is like playing on the phone.
He'll drive up right next to the car and on the window.
And when you pull up, the one guy's rolling his window down.
Can I help you? Well, actually, first question is, do I recognize them?
Yes, one of them is what was his name? Josh.
The guy that got hit?
Yeah,
Miles.
Miles. That's right.
I specifically wrote him down. Brewha bar regular.
Yes.
So yeah, he'll go, Miles.
Hey man, the Baron wanted me, with all the hubbubaloo tonight, the Baron wanted us to keep an eye on the place in case there was a retaliation.
Appreciate that.
Well, we ain't seen nothing, so.
Who's your friend?
This is insert random name here.
Well, you said there was 2 people.
Yep.
And one of them is someone who Kyle knows fairly well, so.
Jolene.
This is Sherman.
Sherman.
He only looks up briefly. Hey man. Sherman's kind of new, like to this whole thing.
Ah.
Guess who's gotten selected to show him the ropes?
Well, better than others. He yours?
Oh, no. No.
I would not bite this with a 25.5-foot pole.
New child being interned. Okay.
No, he's just new in town.
So just showing him how it works here.
Yeah,
Understood.
Yeah. We're not even really sure what he is, or what clan he is yet.
And unfortunately, the bloodhound trait only works on mortals.
I'll give Egidio time. He'll figure it out.
Well, if you hadn't killed that Tremere, he might be able to check for you, but you did.
I'm sure he'd be so willing to do us favors.
So anyway, they once you're back, they take off because your bar is your problem.
Oh,
Yeah.
Miles.
Yeah.
So the Barons have decided to expand my territory.
Oh, they decided to give you the whole mall area? Yeah, I've heard them discuss it.
Well,
I mean, not you specifically, but somebody in this, somebody in the free-for-all zone taking it over.
considering you've been a good regular for a while now, consider this your standing invitation to move through the territory as you will.
Oh, thanks, man. Oh, I guess that is something we'll have to let all the regulars know that that's something we'll have to check with you about.
I think the regulars should be fine. At least the ones that come by the bar regularly, anyway. But if you feel like spreading the word.
Well, yeah. if the territory is yours now, that the word's gonna get around.
Mm.
You know, I mean, obviously, take a light hand on people for the first week or two. You know, until everybody's had a chance to, you know, to hear about it.
Makes sense.
Because they are, you know, everybody is used to this area being just kind of do as you please.
Well, I'll be sure to do that then.
All right, man. Well, sun's getting close to rising, so I'm going to head on home.
All right. Safe drive. Don't get hit by any more cars.
Been looking out for that here lately. And you hear Sherman in the other seat kind of snicker. Anyway, they pull off.
Yeah, he'd pat the car before they leave, and he'd go take his bike and put it in its shed. Then he would go inside, like the back hallways,
Mm-hmm.
that lead to his office. Go into the sort of employee room, punch in a code. After he removes a panel off the wall, part of the door opens up, leading down into a speakeasy underneath the place.
Get the fuck out,
Hey,
Batman.
Batman.
And that's just where he's gonna stay tonight.
I'm assuming this is not where he always stays.
No, this is just
Like
it's
a safe
very
room.
close. It's very close to sunup. So like the speakeasy area is basically where, if the more seedier aspects of society need to have meetings, this is where it happens.
Okay, that
Kind
makes
of
sense.
thing. And then there's a back room that only he knows the code to in that area. That's sort of like an emergency, like sleep spot.
The day crew doesn't know about it, essentially.
The day crew absolutely does not know about this place. No.
They're going to be like, I wonder if the boss is in. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. No, he does not punch in his time card code.
Man, you gotta clock out if you're going home.
That's the thing, is he never went home. He's still at work.
Oh yeah. No sleeping on the job. You gotta clock out.
But he's the boss,
Gotta
so he
take
doesn't get any
15.
overtime.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he's
That's
He's
salaried.
salaried.
Mhm. That's the unfortunate
Damn.
part. But yeah, this is just his emergency. Like I don't know. I have yeah, basically, it's his employee lounge. It's very sparsely furnished. It's basically just like a bed in a small room. Basically, a bed in a closet. Effectively, is the room. But it's an
Potter special.
It's an emergency sleep spot when it's too close to daybreak for him to make it back home, in his opinion.
And I'm assuming that Emma heads back to her apartment.
Yep.
All right, so you all settle down for the day.
Mm-hmm.
As the sun rises, or as the sun sets the next night, everybody give me a rouse roll or a hunger rolls.
No whammy,
Or
no
no,
whammy, no whammy.
It's roused to get up. Yeah.
Rouse check. Called the awakening.
Emma does not get hungrier.
I
I
succeed.
get hungrier.
Walter does not get hungrier.
I get
Good,
hungrier.
Hey,
that
but
being
I
five, I can't-
slowly-
No, wait, I'm sorry, I did go down one. Whew, I scared myself. I was like, forgot to take that 1 point out.
If you go to 5 hunger from the awakening roll, you go into torpor.
Yep.
Yeah.
3 days later, where
something to
did Walter go?
Mm-hmm.
Which would be a hilarious way to like explain how you and Iola switch.
Has anyone checked on Walter? I think he just taking a nap.
Taking a long
I
nap.
mean, you ain't wrong, though. You ain't wrong.
I still like the one ideal I had of the two of them playing the same character with different personalities.
Jekyll and Hyde.
And just
Or
whichever
Jekyll and Hyde.
personality was in, whoever
I
was
like it
playing
better
that
that way.
personality was in charge.
I'm sorry, I like that first one better.
Jekyll and Hyde.
Echo
Yeah.
and Jide, yeah.
I was gonna say legally distinct, but it's public domain, so it's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
So did I hear that Egidio is hungry?
Egidio gets hungrier, yeah, but
Alright.
he slaked his hunger last night, so he's just at hunger too.
Mm.
I'm me personally glad that Kyle did slake his hunger, because if I had failed that roll, he'd be in torpor right now.
That'd be an awkward thing for the employees to find a couple months later.
Yep.
Like random like scratching on the floorboards.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I think I know
Anyone
there's
feel
like
the boss? We haven't been paid in like 3 weeks.
time dictated by their humanity.
Depends on your blood, your generation.
Not your
How
humanity.
long
It's
you're
your
in torpor.
humanity.
Oh, that's the one.
Trying to find it. Yeah, torpor link. So he'd be out for a month.
Anyone seen the boss? We haven't been paid in like 3 weeks.
But okay, as you rouse for the
Humanity
day.
won 5 centuries.
Nice. All right, Walter.
Yes, sir.
What is the first thing on your itinerary when you wake up?
Well, usually it would be to check stuff. However, as peckish as worried as he is about his hunger, he's probably gonna go get him a snack.
Okay.
So,
Are you hunting for rats again? Because you've had so much luck with that.
oh no. At this point, he's doing his more preferred method of I'm gonna go find some poor soul who's knocked the fuck out.
Well, it's like 6:30, 6 or 6:30.
He'd wait a little while before, he'd let some time pass, knowing that.
Okay.
If anything, he would do his standard check information, see if anything worth reporting. If anything interesting has been going on in Decatur.
Oh, there's lots of news about the sewers overflowing. People are upset. One of the city council guys is complaining that nobody at Decatur Utilities is seems to be taking it seriously enough. He'd really like to see them running around like their head was on fire, but he's just not. He's not seeing the response he'd like. One of the schools had to be shut down briefly, but there is a school directly across the road from the treatment plant, so that's not too unsurprising. There's almost no mention of any weird shenanigans on the Beltline. Almost. And what there is, somebody reported a high-speed chase, but like the police weren't involved, so they don't know what's going on. But they didn't find any wrecked vehicles or anything, so. But it was mentioned in passing. There is an article about a break-in at the U-Haul place. Nothing seems to have been stolen. The police are just assuming that it was a vandalism thing.
Susan has other opinions.
Do what now?
Susan has other opinions. Her lunch gone.
Fair point.
Probably.
And thus is she now driven to hunt the undead.
That's her backstory. That's how we get a character for if we ever do the hunter.
There is also. It's not any news. Well, it's nothing. It's nothing you guys don't know. But the autopsy report has been released for the nurse chick that was stashed in
Age.
in the bar. Paige, yes.
Like Pages.
That it blunt force trauma. Like she had fallen downstairs, it all matches up with that. They're still assuming foul play, of course, because the body was stashed. There was a poor attempt made to frame somebody, so they're kind of working off the assumption that she was pushed down some stairs. And they were questioning people in the hospital to see if anybody saw or heard anything that night. Kyle, when you get to the bar that night, there's been some messages from the press left on your answering machine. You know, asking for a chance to interview you or at least ask you a few questions. So, Egidio, what are you doing first thing that night?
Get up. I think Egidio has like kind of a playful, like, from his point of view, it's just a playful back and forth with Mildred. But gets up. Are the windows open? Are the windows angrily open?
No, Mildred doesn't tend to do the exact same thing over and over again.
Alright. Morning, Mildred.
You step into the kitchen, all the chairs are against one wall.
Eat.
I was about to say something, but no, never mind.
Egidio gets has like a pinch of has like a baggie tied of like just a pinch of the ashes of and just has it on him.
Okay.
About a thimble's worth.
Okay.
Just baggy it off in his pocket, just in case. For good luck.
As one does.
Nothing like the ashes of your enemy for good luck.
Shit. That was
Well, no.
That's what I forgot.
What's that?
Ah, too late. Oh well.
What'd you forget?
My quirk.
What is the quirk?
He tends to swipe something from the people he is autopsying and or burying.
Oh, okay.
Just
Well, yeah, you didn't swipe the
I didn't swipe
burying
anything
bit.
from the ghoul.
No.
Just
Oh well.
swipe like
I'll
a
wait till like
button.
3
No,
a.m.
you do have the sword cane from the Malkavian,
That's true.
and that is whose ashes you got. So,
That'll work.
is Egidio going to hunt today?
Doesn't really have to.
Okay.
Worst case, he might just go. Think what he'll do. He's not gonna. He'll hunt, but he's more going to like assess contacts and stuff like that versus like, if he doesn't get anything, he's not gonna take it raw, because his hunting role is different than everybody else's. Because he has to go into like black market deals.
yeah, because of your
Yep.
things.
Oh no, he's I would say intelligent streetwise to find it. I don't remember what the bagger roll is though. Murder.
We can look that up right quick.
I am looking it up as we speak.
I think it's typically whatever stat you're using, and then whichever one like you get the specialty in.
Mhm.
Like I know for
It is intelligent streetwise.
Yeah. So like
I was
I know for Kyle, it's because I got the grappling specialty in brawling from my feeding style.
Yeah,
His
so
his is strength brawl.
Okay.
So he'll call a few people up and see if anyone's did any like late night donations.
There's a blood place really close. Well, actually, in your domain now.
Yeah. So make that roll.
All right. So give me that roll.
Intelligence streetwise, which is I have. So I get to do this to people. I have 3 dots in intelligence. That's 3 dice. I have 2 dots in streetwise. That's 2 more. 2 of them have to be hunger because I'm at hunger 2.
Okay.
2, 3. And I get 1 more because this is a black market deal and it's my specialty.
All right. Oh, somebody's redeemed another hydrate.
I get here in a
Okay.
sec.
I have no more fluid. I'm sorry. I'll pretend.
Well, run the dry.
I got.
Don't worry,
2
I have plenty.
successes.
Oh, you had how many successes?
2.
All right.
Josh.
What?
My man.
What's up?
Are you just chugging a 2-liter of soda over there?
Yes.
I've gone through almost all of mine as well.
Diabetes.
Why are you surprised? It's me.
Next time I see you, boy, so help me.
You're talking to the man that's literally sat here in last session that drank from a gallon of sweet tea.
Yeah, I
Diabetes.
know.
All right. So,
Technically my domain.
yeah, your contact can slip you a bag.
That's all I need.
You know, for some money.
Of course.
So yeah, he meets you like on the opposite side of the mall.
Just I have like a one of those like wrapped bundles of money, just like, but it's all ones. It's a massive bundle, but it's all ones. Still working the conversion rate out.
Well, he swaps you the money for the bag. He looks at that big roll of ones. Are you like
I'm
a
still working the
dancer or
conversion-
something?
I'm still working the conversion rate out.
I was going to say it, but I didn't.
I'm
We've been playing together way too long.
uh-huh.
I'm
Besides,
here for it.
you can hit the clubs if you'd like. Enjoy yourself.
Make
All
it
right,
right.
man. Yeah, and you enjoy or whatever. Yeah. Later, man.
Have a good one. Pockets it. Gets into
Doesn't just immediately pull a straw out.
nope.
His
He's
milk
cognizant
bags
of the
are full.
masquerade. But he'll go like probably to like a random like where they have like a little corner where people can just stand in the shade in the mall. Just like go through it.
Okay. Emma, you awaken.
She will check her phone, see if there's anything new going on as far as messages left her.
Let's see. Who would be leaving you messages?
Probably nobody.
Nobody right now, no.
Then she will boot up her apps and get to work. If she sees the other kindred that lives in her apartment complex, she'll kind of nod to them.
Okay.
Like, hey, just so you know, stuff around the mall has changed.
What do you mean?
Just make sure to check in with the bar owner before you transverse it too much, if you need to. At the Deadman's drink.
Oh yeah, Kyle. Yeah. I know him.
Okay, yeah, it officially is his territory now.
Oh, he's like taking the. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How far does he reach?
Honestly, it was a bit of a whirlwind last night, so I'm not sure.
Oh, well, I'll swing by there and talk to him today then,
Yeah.
or tonight.
Yeah. I'll put in a good word for you, of course. I mean, so.
If nothing else, Egidio will contact his kindred contact.
That is the Tremere
Solo?
fellow.
Yes. He doesn't know.
Yeah, he doesn't, but just in the distance, Emma feels the urge to, like, twitch a little.
Do you remember his name? I know I've got it written down here. Somewhere.
Solo.
Oh yes, there it is. Yeah.
He's he's a large, like, looks like he would be a Bruja, but he's because he's all like tatted up and stuff. But no, Tremere.
Yeah. Unknown affiliation. Re.
Contact him. Solo, my friend.
Oh, hello, Egidio.
I'm working on some homework over here by my house, and I was wondering if you could help me with an equation.
Well, possibly. I'm not sure if my field of math and your field of math are completely compatible.
I think it more uses your field of math than mine.
Oh yeah, I'll be happy to swing by over and help you
Yeah,
out.
of course.
Where do I need to
Yes,
meet you
yes,
at?
yes. Over by the Deadman drink.
I'll meet you there.
No, I'll specifically say like the property next door, like one of the food stops.
The Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, we'll say Chick-fil-A.
Me hesitating to ask if they could even walk into the Chick-fil-A.
It's the Chick-fil-A consecrated.
No.
It's the Lord's
Ah.
chicken.
As he walks in and bursts into flames.
None may deny the power of the chicky nuggies.
Actually, yours true faith. But yeah, he meets Solo
Alright.
there, and I've done a little bit of research and have learned something known as was looking because it's late and no one's here. Known as a ward.
Mm-hmm. The awards are definitely a thing.
Are you capable of performing such a thing?
I have studied them some, but I've never actually used it in. I've never. I know theory, not practical application.
Would you like to try practical application?
Sure.
And he'll pull out the antique ring.
What's this?
A ring I found. But it's a good starting point, right?
Okay. What are we trying to ward against?
I feel like they're gonna send I feel like the other side's gonna send some. They'll probably start with ghouls, so we can start with that.
Okay.
I know it's much harder to do, say, a lupine or a true canite.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
So we'll start there, and then we'll go from there. Because honestly, I would also love to see this in action as well.
Okay. So y'all start discussing the ins and outs of how this might work.
Oh.
Kyle, what do you do when you wake up?
Get changed into a spare pair of clothes. It doesn't look like he rolls back into what he was wearing yesterday.
Shows up in the same clothes. Wild night. You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
He'll grab the bottle of like cologne that's on the shelf that basically is just like to freshen up, spritz that on a little bit so he doesn't smell like
Viscera.
viscera and desiccated Nosferatu.
Shower? No, just Axe body spray.
Pretty
Works
much.
at
13-year-old boy.
Works at every anime convention.
No,
Yeah.
no, it does not.
It actually does not know. We've tried this. It does not work.
We have all been to anime conventions or conventions in general. Please, everybody, take a shower. This has been your public service announcement.
Every day or every other day?
Every day,
day.
sometimes twice a day if you feel like you need it.
You need to get out of my head.
How do I know if I need it? If you're thinking about it, you need it. Get in the shower. It takes 5 minutes.
I had to literally
Use soap. Use soap.
I
Alright.
had to actually cut myself off mid-sentence. I was saying the exact same thing you were.
All right, so Kyle gets up and body sprays himself,
Pretty much.
changes clothes.
And then he's gonna go out the back way, and then in the front door, like he usually
Oh,
does.
give me a stealth roll.
Um, yeah, fair enough. Okay. Would you stealth what?
No, dexterity's fine.
Okay, it's just 4 dice. It's 2 successes.
Okay, that's fine. You manage to slip out the back door, and you walk around to the front door. You know, one of the employees is out back smoking by the dumpster, but they don't see you.
Makes sense. I was just thinking about that after I said that. I went, wait a minute. But it was already out of my mouth at that point, so it was put in action.
But so yeah, you walk in, all the employees are like, "Hey, boss."
Mm.
And you got the typical early evening. Well, at this point, you're kind of at the dinner rush because it's kind of 6:30ish.
Yeah.
So the people on dates are in here. Not so much the hard drinkers. They'll be in here later.
Yeah, and he's gonna do his usual God damn it, Chuck. Twitch chat.
Yeah.
It's true.
I mean, yeah. And then he's gonna do his usual. This has been a very long day, considering last night. Go into his office, grab his guitar, goes back outside, and he just sits down and just starts playing. And he'll take requests. Something to just mindlessly occupy his time.
Free bird.
He'll play it.
You're in Alabama.
It's gonna happen.
And because it's a specialty of his, he plays fingerstyle.
Okay.
So that's how he plays it. He doesn't do pick strumming. He just
Yeah.
pick the individual strings, and occasionally use the heel of his thumb and his palm to sort of beat against the guitar, sort of add like a percussion beat to it.
So yeah, you get everybody's attention. It's like, Walter, you wait a little while. You said you were going to hunt once you'd waited a little while. So remind me, what is your hunting style? You're a Sandman.
Sandman.
All right.
Mr. Sandman. Bring me.
So you gonna try to slip into somebody's house or an apartment or catch somebody on the street? Well, no, you want sleepers.
You can catch somebody to sleep on the street.
Homeless.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. That is fair.
I mean, yeah, if he wants to, just get a random bum. Let me see. We'll do apartment complex, why not? Do it for the shiggles.
All right. So you've got the abilities to slip into places.
Jeez.
So hunting ground. Healthy working class neighborhood, downtown business district, tourist district, airport or casino. Yeah, I'm gonna say you need about a 3. I'm gonna say the difficulty is 3 for this.
All right.
And this is your usual sand or your regular Sandman. So what is the roll for Sandman generally? Oh, stealth, break-ins. Okay.
Stealth dexterity.
Yeah, so me having the specialty of break-in, that should give me an extra.
That's an extra dice, I believe.
Okay, so I get to add one more. So yeah, stealth. What is it? Dexterity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll put 1 in Yahtzee. 3 exact.
Successes.
All right. How much are you drinking? Well, let me explain. So you slip into a house. There is a teenager that has been, has gone to bed already. And you only see one parent in here right now, asleep in their, basically like asleep in their recliner. Clearly not intentionally, but, watching TV out like a light. Who are you feeding on?
And do I need to roll anything to potentially look and see if there are any photographs around to give him a clue of is there an extra parent, extra sibling, just in case
Looking through the pictures, you see plenty of shots with 2 parents. Like we'll say the mother's asleep in the chair. But yeah, you see there's plenty of family photos, but there's only ever 3 of them in the photos. So you're pretty sure there's not another kid. There may be another parent somewhere.
Keep in mind if you have flaws.
Oh, what flaws does he have?
There could be a prey exclusion. I'm just throwing that out there.
No, you are right. I did actually particularly give myself 2 flaws in order to actually do the correct thing. The flaws basically being that he won't prey on children or drug users, basically.
Okay.
But teenager, as far as I'm concerned, that's not child. So, well, if the mom is asleep in the chair, we gonna go for the teenager, just for the shickles.
Okay. And, dude's like, 15 or 16 probably. So you slip into the room without any trouble. How much are you drinking?
I think the safest I can do is 2.
Yes, 2 is the maximum non-harmful drink from a human. And it takes an entire scene. Basically, you sip slowly is part of it.
I mean, he would basically just take enough to slay 2 hunger and,
Okay. And you do.
lick close to one.
Yep. And you slip on that.
Because my thought process was, if there's an extra parent or anybody that he's not aware of, knowing his luck, somebody's going to be coming to the door like, sorry, honey, I came home late. So he's like, let me go to the teenager. That might be my safer bet.
Just because they're a little deeper into the house away from the front door.
That too!
But you had rolled, you had succeeded in your roll. If you'd gotten a messy critical, that might have been how I went about it. Alright.
Down to 1. Woo!
So as the night wears on, I'm going to assume that you all eventually meet up at the dead man's drink.
Idiot bursts in, and this man you cannot.
Kyle, there are a lot of kindred in the bar tonight. It's like all of your regulars are like, you know what? I'm going there tonight.
Like they heard.
And it's like they all want to talk to you, but they're all really kind of waiting for the kind to thin out a little bit. So next week we are going to start up with basically your domain's like first meeting.
Town hall meeting.
Yes, the first town hall meeting of the. What are y'all going to call your domain?
Same in the mall.
Let's figure that out over
Yeah.
the week.
All right, that is fine.
Come back next week to find out what we name the domain.
So over the week, decide what you're going to name the domain. Decide what your policy is going to be for people that are already living in the area, or for kindred that are already living in the area.
Mhm.
Your first night, you have to fight.
Because this
Wait,
is
no.
not the same. This is not exactly the same as a coterie's domain. You are basically considered the barons of this place.
Mhm.
So you can allow other people to do stuff. You can give other people like little subdomains within your domain.
Mhm.
We can have minions.
And I will specifically have a specific map of the domain, exactly kind of the exact borders that you're dealing with by next week.
See, that's the interesting part about Anarch games is it's not so much a coterie, like they're the only ones allowed to hunt in this area. It's if you get strong enough or you do something noteworthy enough, you're a landholder basically.
Yeah. And the trick is it can be any of those things, or varying in between.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the last game, your coterie started adopting all the half bloods, all the thin bloods,
And Bloods.
Mm-hmm.
which you're allowed to do. You're allowed to let other people like that in your domain.
It worked out
Yeah.
well.
But anyway, it's 9:30, so we're going to wrap here. I hope y'all had fun. I enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
And see,
We didn't die!
and it was mostly calm social interaction after the initial car chase.
Which was fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But we had some folks very active in the chat. I'm glad y'all came by.
Yeah.
We'd love to see it.
Hopefully you'll come back next time. Hopefully anybody that watches or listens to this recording of this will swing back by next week. There are other games on Direbear throughout the week. Checking the schedule below if you're watching this on Twitch. I don't know if they have the schedule on YouTube or not. But anyway.
But you can join the Discord and
they
send out alerts whenever they start up a game.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine there's a Discord link down below too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway, again, I was your storyteller for the evening, Jason, and with me was Duba as Walter, Eric as Kyle, Jeremy as Egidio. Sometimes it rolls right off, and sometimes I have to stop and think about it for a second. And Sarah as Emma. And we will see y'all next time.
Bye.